Adam here with Brooksaw Antiques. Today we have this 1974 Smith-Corona Galaxie 12 vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Very pretty two-tone blue, made in Canada, which was pretty common during this era. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. This helps you guide the page in straight. I'm going to line that up with the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the paper. This is the left margin. I'm going to set around 1 or 2, and the right one around 75 to 80. And this is the paper support arm that flips up from the back. And this is the paper bale that sits on top. It's got 2 adjustable rollers. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. Hit this line space, get you back to the beginning, and skips 1, 2, or 3. Right now we have it on single, but if you want double, just flip that switch back. It skips 2. One more, it skips 3. We're going to keep that on single for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line and switch from black to red. There's a switch on the right side here. Flip that all the way down and prints the bottom portion of the ribbon. When you have it in the middle, it doesn't print any ink at all. It just leaves a stencil for copying purposes. When you have it up top, it prints the top portion of the ribbon, which is black. We're going to move that down for red. Beautiful typing machine. Very reliable typewriter. Very easy and fun to type on. The print looks perfect. Made in Canada, but it's the exact same typewriter as the ones made in the US. No difference. To pull the page out easier, there's a switch on the right side here. You flip it forward and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easy or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page or else it won't load correctly. We're going to put this down and put the color back on black. Shift on each side and a shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. Backspace on the left side. Very good. So a few cool functions this has is the power space on the right side of the space bar here. It just powers through, and it has a key down. So it's this key with the arrow down. If you have a key that's stuck, just flip that down like that and it brings it down. Also, it has these 2 custom keys on the corners here. This is the one. So most typewriters don't have a 1 key or an exclamation point. So this is custom, and you can still find these on eBay and whatnot, but they don't make them anymore. So, but anyway, you switch that, and there's one on each side here. There's a plus sign and an equal sign on that side, and then you also have to switch this little cap on the top here, and that comes off very easily. Anybody can do it. The tab function is up top, so it's set already on 10 space intervals. So I'm just going to clear each one of those. So all I'm doing is I'm hitting the clear button right next to it to clear each one of those tabs. And this one doesn't really have a strong drag, so if you hit it without catching it, it can slam all the way to the end, causing wear and tear on your typewriter. So I always like to set one somewhere in the middle by hitting that set button there, and just stops at that spot. You can set as many as you want on this model. MR on the right side stands for margin release. When you get to the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that blocks you from printing. Hit the MR button, it does allow you to go all the way to the end. So there is also a Galaxie 10, or just a Galaxie, and that's a 10-inch carriage or platen versus the 12-inch, which is what this one is. Touch control on the left side, low, medium, and high. The higher you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. The lower you go, the less tension. You do have to hit the keys harder when it's on high, but they respond faster. The top spool cover slides to the front like that. All the brand new ribbons loaded on the left, so it's pulling clockwise to the right. If you want to switch the direction, right behind the left spool is the ribbon reverse, and it will reverse it to the other side. You don't really have to mess with that. It's got an automatic ribbon reverse. On the right side of the carriage is the carriage lock. So this will release the carriage and lock it in the middle. So when you have it in the case, it doesn't bang around causing damage to anything. And to unlock it, you just move the carriage to the right like that. This is the carriage release behind the knob. And these are the only design flaw on this model because it's made out of hard plastic and these things break off all the time. It's really comfortable and really good leverage, but they break. They're made out of hard plastic. So if you need a replacement, check my shop. I 3D print these. These are the originals on this model, but the 3D printed ones look pretty close and they're probably more durable. Very smooth. If you push the button on the end of the knob, it disables the spacing so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You let it go, you get the clicks. Each one of those clicks is one space. Same concept with this lever on the inside here. Flip that down and it disables the spacing. Flip it up and you get the clicks. And the page gauge is on the inside there. Set and end. So you want to set it right below the 11 there. There's a little notch when you load the page, and then you load the page in. As you're feeding the page through, it tells you on the left end side that you're getting close to the end. That's 2 inches, 1.5, 1 inch, and then that's the end. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.